Today also marks another day outside of Pulse Orlando. As I'm actively mourning my friends, I also want to say that today is also another day of rebirth and Phoenix rising as a Sagittarius. This was the day that I was admitted to the hospital, and I don't need a round of applause, nor am I looking for no big time story pop up blow up. I was diagnosed with diabetes a year ago this today, matter of fact, and I survived the blood sugar of over 1400. Yes, you heard that right. 1400 undiagnosed diabetes. We don't know where it came from. It did not come out of, I did not know I had it. I can't say that I wasn't eating the best at the time, especially living out in the Midwest. Literally. That's what happens when you work in the fairs and travel across 3, 4 different states. But besides the point, I want to say this was a rebirth because they told me I went into a diabetic shock. My blood has so much sugar that it became toxic and septic within my body. And unfortunately, I could have passed away at any given moment. They said that they didn't predict that I would have lasted more than 3 days if I didn't go in at the time that I did. I was thrown into the car, rushed to the hospital. I was in ICU. I was told in under a half an hour, if even that. I feel like a survivor. I don't think a lot of people need to know what diabetes is. According to CDC, 80% of Americans are diagnosed with it. And if you include people who are pre-diabetic or don't even know they're infected, we're up to like 88%. So you either know somebody with diabetes or you have diabetes. But I will say this, my symptoms they weren't unique, and they were masked by many other things that could have been anything else. I was always hungry. I was always thirsty. And I mean, I would drink a gallon of this and be thirsty in 2 minutes. I was peeing nonstop. I was going through Charlie horses. I was hungry. I was scarfed down like entire platters, and I was still hungry. I was feeling like a freaking inferno inside of me without being a fever. It felt like a big old stomach bug was in my body, so I was so nauseous all the time. But I felt like it was always hot. Like I would literally go into Publix on purpose and open up a freezer door for like 5 minutes just to feel that air. And if I moved away, I was blazing hot. I was sick for the entire year before that, where I just felt like I was always sick somehow. Like, not like a fever sick, but like it was always a headache. I was always going through stomach pains. I was always going through some sort of food or whatever. And we would say we got the stomach flu. I thought it was COVID. I thought it was everything under the sun. But unfortunately, it was diabetes. I say I have type 2, but they diagnosed me with type 1.5, which is, if you don't know what type 1.5, which most people don't, it's where you have the characteristics of both. Your body acts like it's type 2, but it has characteristics of type 1. But I don't need or want to make my page a diabetes awareness because most people know what diabetes are. But I will say this, you will I will always tell you to, if you feel something is wrong with your body and no amount of medicines, no amount of rest or anything like that, because I was always fatigued as well. If you feel sick and nothing is working, you always just go to the doctor, and don't be like me that had no idea and just played it off because I was being stubborn, where to a point where you literally collapse and wake up in a hospital not even knowing what happened to you and being told you have type 2 diabetes surviving with 1400 blood sugar. Like, always listen to your body, go to the doctors. But the big thing why I feel like I got a second chance of life is because when I got diagnosed and I was literally admitted today, a year ago, I was in the hospital for almost a month. So I missed the entirety of Pride Month. I missed half of July. My whole summer got fucked. Like, just to let y'all know. I will say this: when know your worth, know who your support team is. When you're in the hospital for a month and only your immediate family comes to visit you, that should tell you something. All your so-called friends, I don't base friendships over if I could call you every day. I better be able to call you. You should be my safety net regardless. But I always say your real friends show up when the waters get rough. When you're in the hospital, all these people telling you that they love you, they care about you, they want everything that, like, they smile on your face telling you they'll be there, they'll do anything for you, but yet you're in the hospital and none of your friends come and visit you. They'll call you, but none of them visit you. And then when you told them that you would like to see them when you came out, because I was also on bed rest for a while, even after I left. Even when I was at home, begging for somebody to talk to me, begging somebody to make time to come visit me, because I could have easily not been here, and nobody makes a single inch of effort knowing that they're not that busy. Like the famous saying goes, if they wanted to, they would. So while people are over here blowing you off for anybody and everything, you realize, like, damn, I was almost unalive by a condition that went completely under the radar. You tell somebody that you're in the hospital, they claim they were going to come visit you and never did. And on top of that, when people literally act like you're the bad guy because you called it out and they want a trip, oh no, know your worth. I had to give up my entire social life. I'm a traveler. I say what I say and I'm going to do what I want to do. When I travel and want to spend time with my friends and go to my favorite places, especially when you don't got a reliable transportation. So a lot of my friends, for most of my friends, if not all, I had to rely off of transportation from them to have fun and do things with each other. I'd rather be alone than unhappy. Like I said, when you survived something traumatic, and it was traumatic having to not eat what you want to eat, not do what you want to do, not having to be pricked in the hospital with picket lines and IVs and insulins, and your doctors are telling you all these big terms that you have no idea what's going on and you're delirious out of your brain, and to have now one of your close friends to come support you emotionally, but that lets you know socially, know who your people are. Because when I got out that hospital, I went through a whole like mental and psychological reality check, and I had to really think and really mentally say what went wrong in my life, or what is going on that you have all these people but you still feel alone as you're going through one of the biggest health scares, if not the biggest life-changing health scare you have ever made. Like, once you really dig down and think of all the ways you felt alone, it gives you a nice incentive on how to put yourself first and realize that you deserve to have real love from real people. And so when you went from being sick and almost dying to walking down these streets, putting your head up and strutting like you never strutted before, understand, friends come and go, but as long as you have love for yourself, you will always prosper. Happy June 12th, y'all. Pray for us. I meant pray for me. Happy Pride Month, by the way.